why high performers like you still feel empty, and here's exactly what you can do about it. Because I know what it's like. You've built the life that you were told would make you happy. The money, the business, the high paid job, the good golf handicap, the body, the car, whatever it is. But when you're alone and it gets quiet, you still feel hollow, don't you? Because you've got everything that you thought that you wanted, but you don't have genuine peace and fulfillment. And you can't tell anybody that, because you're meant to be the strong one, the reliable one, the one who's got it all sorted. So you keep grinding, keep spinning plates, keep performing, keep pretending. But here's the truth. You're not broken. You're just misaligned. And if you give me 10, 15 minutes, I'm going to prove to you and how it's true and exactly how you can fix it. So stay tuned, because this could be the most life-changing video you ever watch if you give it chance and apply what I teach you here. But it's about building empathy and trust, because you remind me of me. I used to wear all my achievements like armor and shiny trophies. I thought that if I looked successful enough, nobody would see how lost that I really was. So I hit every milestone. I pushed myself to the point of burnout. But inside, I was still just that restless kid chasing validation from everything externally. But the truth is, most high performers don't need more success. They need to get aligned and start living in alignment. Because alignment between who they say they are and how they actually live, between what they do every day and what do they really want long term. Because when those things don't match, your soul starts to rot and you start feeling it inside your chest here. And I know you know what it's like to wake up in the morning and feel that burn in your chest, like something's not right. And that stays no matter how much you achieve. Because here's exactly how I hit rock bottom and build back up from it. Because a few years ago, I was addicted to ketamine, caught up in crime, facing multiple criminal charges, over 20 grand's worth of debt, woke up every morning wondering how I'd become that person of myself that I swore I'd never be. Them people that I used to look and think, how did their life end up like that? And yet, that version of me, the one that everybody judged, was the same one that taught me everything now that I teach to my clients and help along this journey. Because pain is the most honest teacher that there is, and it teaches you lessons that actually hit. Because I rebuilt my entire life from rock bottom, piece by piece, brick by brick. Mindset, movement, and money, the 3 M's. And here's exactly what I discovered. High performance means nothing without peace of mind. And if your habits, your health, and your headspace aren't aligned, then you'll eventually crash. It's only a matter of time. I've seen it over and over again with the people that come to work with me. They're a few bad moves away from their life crumbling down. So number one, your habits reveal who you really are. So let me ask you something. When's the last time that you did what you said you were going to do every single day without fail? Because most high performers think that they're disciplined, but they're not. They're selectively disciplined. They show up for work, but they skip the gym. They chase them deals and the commissions, but they avoid the stillness and the clarity. They crush deadlines, but can't control their own emotions. That's not real discipline. That's dysfunction. Because when I coach men, I rebuild them through the alignment systems, mindset, movement, money. And it's not motivation. It's daily non-negotiable systems. Systems that make winning automatic. Because when your daily actions match your ultimate mission, you don't need willpower. All you need is clarity. Because lesson number 2 is the real enemy isn't laziness. It's misdirection and misalignment. Because most high performers aren't lazy. They're just overworked, overcommitted and underfulfilled because they're working on the wrong things. Because you're not tired because you're doing too much. You're tired because you're doing too much of the things that don't matter. You're chasing 100 rabbits instead of hunting one lion. Let me say that again. Chasing 100 rabbits instead of hunting one lion. That's why you burn out. Not because you're weak, but because you're misdirected. But once you get aligned, everything simplifies. You stop asking yourself, what should I do? And you start living in a way of thinking, this is who I am, proving who you are to yourself every day. That's what I do in my Power Hour breakthrough calls. I strip away all the noise with the man that I'm working with. We find out what's essential in the life and we cut out all the rest of the bullshit. It's not a fuck yeah, it's a fuck no. And you leave with a simple daily game plan that actually moves the needle forward daily, consistently, over time. Daily turns into weekly, into monthly. Because lesson number 3, your body and how it feels is your signal. So let's be real. You can't call yourself a high performer if your body's falling apart, if you're walking around with a beer gut, man boobs, low energy, poor sleep, and your stress levels are through the roof. You're not a high performer. You're a high functioning wreck. Let me say that again. You're not a high performer. You're a high functioning wreck, because your body tells the truth that your words hide. Your energy shows your alignment. And that's why I teach movement and training as a form of discipline, not just aesthetics. Because when you dominate your body and you take control of your eating habits and your hormones, you start to dominate your life. Because you can't have a weapon of a mind if you're living inside of a weak body. Let me say that again. You can't have a weapon of a mind if you're living inside a weak body. You can't have confidence if you don't respect or like what you see when you look in the mirror. Physical mastery isn't about vanity. It's about the foundation of a spiritual peace, which leads me on to lesson number 4. Subconscious programming is the missing piece for nearly all high performers, because this is where most coaches fail. They try to fix the behavior without fixing the belief behind the behavior. So they tell you to work harder, wake up earlier, hustle longer. But if your subconscious identity says that I'm not enough, then you'll sabotage yourself every win that comes your way. That's why I recorded my subconscious reprogramming. I put it over some binaural beats, and every morning I listen to my own affirmations with the binaural beats behind it. I listen to it as I go to sleep at night, programming my mind to expect success and miracles and amazing moments instead of hoping. My clients do the same, and within 3-4 weeks, their internal world starts to shift and the external world catches up fast, because your internal world changes your external, because you can't outwork your subconscious. You have to rewire it, and luckily your mind's like plastic. You can rewire it, which leads me on to lesson number 5. Self-love is your superpower. So you want to know why you keep burning out, because you only love yourself when you're achieving, or when you're winning, or when you're closing deals. So you treat self-worth like a scoreboard, and the second it drops, or a deal falls through, or you don't win, so does your pieces, so does your feelings about yourself. But here's what most high performers never hear. You don't earn self-love through success. You earn success and develop success through the level of self-love. When you operate from genuine love for yourself, you stop making decisions, desperate decisions, and you stop tolerating toxic people who bring you down. You stop chasing validation. That's what makes you unfckwithable, because a man who loves himself doesn't need permission to win, doesn't need that external validation from anybody. And when you don't need it, you actually get more of it. So lesson number 6 is money without alignment really does destroy you. So let me say something that will piss a few people off, and you probably don't want to hear, but I don't care. More money will just amplify who you already are. So if you're aligned, money multiplies your impact and your growth. But if you're broken and out of alignment, it will multiply your chaos and your self-destruction. So you don't need more income, you need more integration, because that alignment turns money into a tool for peace instead of pressure. When your finances, your fitness and your focus are synced, you stop playing defense. That's how I live my life now. My business runs from anywhere in the world because it's built on alignment, not constant stress and anxiety. And that's exactly what I want for you. I want you to feel that feeling of living in alignment and everything just working together, because I promise you, it's the most beautiful feeling that you can ever feel in your life, which leads me on to lesson number 7. Alignment makes you magnetic. So do you ever notice how the right opportunities show up when you stop chasing them? It's weird that, but no, it's not weird, because it's not luck either. It's alignment. When your energy is clean, people feel it. They want to be around you. They want to work with you. You don't need to sell. You attract and you magnetize. And that's exactly why I built and I called my system the alignment blueprint. Because when you lock in the 3 M's, the mindset, movement, money, you don't just change your life. You change your whole gravity and how the whole world reacts to you. The world starts bending towards you and magnetizing towards you the right people, the right opportunities, the right moments. But let me give you a little story about one of my clients. One of my clients, let's just call him James, came to me, burnt out. He was a successful entrepreneur. He's making about 8 to 9 grand a month in his business, but his relationship was collapsing. His sleep was shit, and he hated waking up every day. He just wanted to the world to swallow him up. He didn't want to die, but he didn't want to live either. But we stripped everything back. We built his daily non-negotiables, trained him to operate on alignment instead of stress, pressure and adrenaline. And within 8 weeks, he started to say to me, I feel like I've got my life back. His energy tripled. His relationship started healing, and he actually felt happy again. His income was increasing without adding hours. He was working less, but it was more effective work. And that's the magic of alignment. When your energy returns, So does your power. And it's a beautiful, when you start getting aligned, the way it feeds into each other is so beautiful. And I need you to experience it in this lifetime. Because look, you've proven that you can work hard. Now it's time to work smart. Because if you keep going on like you've been going, you're going to end up looking successful, but being completely miserable. You might be respected from the people at work, but you'll be resentful. Because you don't need another hack or another book or another system. You need a system, a blueprint. So if you're done feeling like something's missing in your life, download the free copy of the Alignment Blueprint. It's my free system that helps high performers realign their mindset, their movement, and their money so they can build peace, power and purpose from the inside out. And if you're serious about change, book a power hour breakthrough call. It'll be the most life-changing call you ever jump on, I can promise you that. And in that call, we'll go deep into where you are, what's holding you back, what will create unstoppable momentum for you moving forward, and we'll create a clear daily plan that puts you back in control. Mindset, body and bank account, because you don't need more. You just need to realign with who you were always meant to be, because you know who you could be in here, in your chest. So let this video be your wake-up call. You were blessed by the algorithm, you clicked on this video and you got this far into it. So stop performing, start aligning. That's where freedom and that's where your best life truly begins. So I'll see you in the next video, but do not bother clicking onto the next video if you don't click on the description and download your free copy of the Alignment Blueprint. It's changed my life, hundreds of other men's life, and it will change your life too. But it won't do shit if you don't click on it and download it and take action on it. Let's go. I'll see you in the next video.